Find all our shows and archives by visiting Radio Wasteland at radiowasteland.us. All right, welcome back to Radio Wasteland, and we're talking about zombies. This one comes from history.com, a credible website, except for, I don't know, their TV shows. Don't they have, they're not so credible. All right. Though it's rare, there are several credible reports in medical journals of people using these compounds, basically medicines, to induce paralysis in people and then revive them from the grave. So they're talking about Serpent in the Rainbow style zombies, where these zombies, Haitian voodoo sort of situations. I don't know. Have you ever seen Serpent in the Rainbow?
I haven't, but I'm pretty familiar with the topic of your Haitian zombies. It's a fascinating thing. It is something that only works in the cultural context of Haiti, because it's about subterfuge just as much as it is about paralysis and brain damage. Because there's cultural myths there of sorcerers raising the dead to do their bidding. So, whereas there aren't here necessarily. So, it's a little easier to...
Have you listened to many of these extreme evangelical churches and what they talk about what's possible out in the world now?
Okay, true. But it's not as specific, Right. Same level of crazy, but it's not that specific myth. So basically what these guys do is, they paralyze someone. Hopefully, someone very superstitious. They paralyze them, dig them up, keep them, doped up on drugs. So they're sort of in a fugue state and they're like, I'm a sorcerer. You are a corpse. I have risen, pulled you out of the grave. And now you have to do my bidding. And they're like, oh, heck, I guess I do have to do their bidding, because that's how the myth goes.
Right.
So the only thing keeping them in servitude is them.
Huh. Yeah, I guess you're right that it's cultural, because I couldn't imagine somebody bringing me up and doing that and me not second guessing it, going I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
going to play along with this for a while, but only until I find an unlocked door.
Who isn't a deep believer in this specific myth,
right?
This would not work on at all.
Well, let's check a couple of them. In 1997 article in the British medical journal, The Lancet, described 3 verifiable accounts of zombies. In one case, a Haitian woman who appeared to be dead was buried in a family tomb, only to reappear 3 years later. Indeed. An investigation revealed that they filled her tomb with stones, and that when she turned up, they took her to the hospital, and she was, air quotes, all right.
Yeah. Once they take you off the crazy drugs to keep you in a fog, then you'll just be like, oh, wait, no, I'm not dead. I'm not dead at all. That was horrible.
In another well-documented case, a Haitian man with the coolest name ever, Clairvius Narcisse, entered a local hospital with severe respiratory problems. This was in 1962. After he slipped into a coma, Narcisse was declared dead and was buried shortly after. That's pretty hardcore.
Wait, did he actually come back? What happened?
Well, but 18 years later, a man walked up to Angelina Narcisse in a village marketplace, insisting she was his sister. Doctors, townspeople, and family members all identified him as Clairvius Narcisse, who claimed he had been buried alive, then dug up and put to work on a distant sugar plantation.
Yep.
That is the story. That's pretty much the story of White Zombie. I don't know if you know that old movie with Bela Lugosi, White Zombie, and then they remade it, but that's pretty much the premise behind it, is that they're making these zombies to put them to work in sugar plantations.
Yeah. So, worth noting that the whole concept of the zombie myth, the word zombie, this is where it comes from. It's the Haitian thing, not the rage virus thing. No, I'm saying that for the benefit of the audience. I know that you know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. The audience is dumb. Those dumb. Oh, wait, is this on?
No, I'm just saying.
No. I get you. I totally. I get you. This is another one of those situations, like I've said about the Bible and Jeopardy and getting questions right, where I have a fair amount of Haitian voodoo zombie knowledge thanks to horror film.
Yeah.
Although voodoo zombies are not something that you see too often in horror movies, but if you watch enough of them, you start to pick up on this.
Yeah.
Stuff. All right, you've been listening to Radio Wasteland. We've been talking about zombies, and you have been just absolutely fantastic. Thanks for listening, and check us out next week.